On to the Voice Sports Network for this broadcast of high school sports. We encourage you to go to the games and support your area teams. We know you have a choice, and thank you for choosing us. This broadcast wouldn't be possible without the support of the sponsors you hear throughout the game. We encourage you to visit their businesses and use their service as often as possible. Be sure to tell them thanks for their support. Now, sit back and enjoy the game, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel.
And welcome to today's contest. I'm your host, Steve Hurd, and with me in the booth, the bad luck charm, if you'd like to call him, Vince Brown. How you doing today, Vince?
Well, I'm doing all right. It's a beautiful day for baseball, and maybe Blackford can pick up a...
Maybe they can pick up a win tonight, huh?
Yes.
Yeah. So the Bruins tonight playing host to Madison Grant, the Argyles, the only team without a win besides the Bruins in the CIC conference. So the Bruins looking to get their first CIC win tonight against Madison Grant. We played everybody else in the CIC, right?
Yes.
And we have yet to get a win, and so the Bruins looking to pick up that first CIC win tonight in Hartford City at home against the Madison Grant Argyles. The Argyles are, I believe it was 1-16 on the season.
And 0-6 in the conference.
0-6 in the conference, and the Bruins are 8-13 on the season, right?
Yes.
And 0-6 in the conference as well, right?
Yes.
So a couple teams going over. One of us is going to go home tonight with their first CIC win. We're kind of hoping that it's going to be the Bruins. Why don't we go ahead and get into some of the starting lineups you want to do? You want to start with that?
Yes, I'll do Madison Grant.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, for the Madison Grant Argyles, leading off and pitching will be Bailey McCord. Batting second, the left fielder, Cole Hasty. Batting third, the shortstop be Ty Rodeball. Batting cleanup, the first baseman Dylan Sneed. Batting fifth, the designated hitter Gage Davis. Justin Moore will be playing center field in the fifth position. Batting sixth will be the right fielder Dylan Brooks. Batting seventh, the catcher Connor Royal. Batting eighth at third base, Nick Evans. And batting ninth, the second baseman Jack Thompson.
And I'll go ahead and do the Bruins lineup. Batting in the leadoff position is going to be the junior Shane Elam out in center field. Braxton Straight's going to be at shortstop. Caleb Mealy's your catcher. Dayton Dow, the cleanup's going to be out in left field. Drew Caldwell actually getting the start over Blaine Riddle today at second base. Jake Ross is going to be over at third. Batting in the seventh position is the designated hitter Brandon Strobel, and he is going to be designated hitting for Peyton Hurd, who's back off of his injury and actually getting the start tonight at pitcher. Tyler Cagle at first, and rounding out the lineup is Charlie Cranston back after a little bit of a short leave playing some JV time.
Yes. I just noticed that Coach Hugan had changed the lineup some, and hopefully he'll be able to produce some runs.
Yes, hopefully.
I usually ask me keys of the game.
Yes.
Blackford's going to have to get off to a fast start.
Yes.
I mean, we're going to have to shut them down the first inning. We're going to have to get some good defense behind Peyton Hurd.
Yes. Yeah, we're going to
make you feel pretty proud to have your son pitching here.
Proud and nervous all in the same breath.
I think he'll do all right.
I hope so. He's only pitched twice this year. The first time kind of stunk it up. As a matter of fact, Coach Hugan came up to me and asked me if there was something wrong with his arm because he said he lost about 10 miles an hour off of his fastball. And so I had a little chat with him and told him, hey, if you want to stay on this varsity roster, you're going to have to either pick it up or unless something's wrong with you. And at that time, he didn't really say much about his hand bothering him, but after we took him to the doctor and got his hand fixed, he was like, that's why, Dad, it was hurting pretty bad, and I couldn't focus. So he came back out the very next week with the broken hand and threw a really good game. And I, to be honest with you, I don't even remember who it was for. But the Bruins have definitely been missing having just an extra pitcher. So hopefully him coming back is going to give them that boost that they need. Josh Jennings has picked it up and stepped up for the Bruins in a big time at the pitcher's position. And so hopefully we can use those two new guys out on the field and maybe do some great things together for the next few years as they're both sophomores. So what the Bruins have to get off to a fast start, get some hits, and get going early.
Yes.
You said anything else that they need to do?
Well, we're going to have to shut them down with good pitching and great defense, and then hopefully score some runs in bottom half the inning, take the pressure off Peyton Hurd, and then maybe he'll relax. And if we get the lead, I think that he'll really pitch well.
Yep, I hope so. And
he may be a little nervous here at the beginning.
He should be. Hopefully he plays better when he's nervous. I don't know.
Yeah.
But the thing that I was thinking about is the Bruins always seem, in the later stages of the game, they tend to fall apart and lose those fundamentals trying to rush that third out.
Yes.
And it feels like to me that they need to just keep it slow, keep it calm, and reduce the errors. And if they can limit the errors to maybe just one or two on the game instead of having, those ones.
Have 2 or 3 in one inning.
Yeah, have 2 or 3 in one inning, especially when they have 2 outs. Then I think that's going to help out as well. Anything else you have to add before we take a little quick break and then we'll be back?
No, that's good.
All right. Well, we'll be back after this word, and we'll be starting with Peyton Hurd on the mound.
Foundations Building Material is proud to support Blackford High School athletics. Foundation Building Material is your local building materials distributor in East Central Indiana. Our promise to our customers is to do business with integrity and honesty and strive to be the best every day. And never forget, we work for you, our customers. We are founded on principle and built on purpose. Distributors of drywall, steel studs, Armstrong ceiling, and insulation. Call Aaron Farrell, 260-471-2181. Foundations Building Materials.
And we're back, Vince, and it looks like Peyton's still finishing up his warm-ups here. So we should be coming back here real soon. And anything you want to add?
Well, we just got off to a good start, and it's a beautiful day for baseball. Game time temperature 80 degrees. The wind sometime 15 mile per hour from the northwest. The flag is blowing straight out now from right center to left center.
And it looks like we're getting ready to start. Hurd's done with his lineup, and we're going to have Bailey McCord, the pitcher for the Argyles, up to the plate. Hey, Vince, I think we need to put this up right up here. See this?
Yes.
Yeah, bring that mic. That's perfect. Don't mess with it right there. Leave it right there.
Right there. Okay, thank you.
And sorry about that. Hurd with his first pitch is fouled off by McCord. And Hurd out of the windup. Delivers what looks to be a fastball, just missing the outside corner, and now we have a 1-1 count.
I always thought Peyton did a good job of pitching, especially, when he was younger in the Little League.
And Hurd finds the strike zone there for his second strike.
It's very important that we get the leadoff man out.
Yes, it is. And that one's going to be fouled off as well. Still a 1-2 count on McCord.
I like at the Bruins from third to first. Ross is on the grass at third. Straight's really deep at short. Caldwell second,
and Hurd with a breaking ball, just missing the top corner of the strike zone, and now a 2-2 count.
It was really good location on the pitch.
It just needed to be a little bit lower, and that's going to be another fastball. Hurd's out of reach. It's going to ground over to Caldwell. Caldwell's not going to get the throw in time, and McCord is going to be safe on first.
Well, that's an infield single.
And that's exactly what we didn't want to happen. The leadoff runner making a base hit.
Yes, that was a nice hit. Caldwell tried to charge the ball and pick it and throw it. Pick it up and throw it, not in time. Now here's Cole Hasty, and he's playing left field today.
And I think, that was a close one as the first pitch comes in. I thought it should have been a strike. It looked like he was going for the bunt, but I'm not sure if he actually physically went for it. The umpire saying yes, he did, so it's an 0-1 count on Hasty. Mealy tries throwing McCord out at first, but the throw just not there in time, and that's a breaking ball that drops right in, fouled off by Hasty.
Well, Peyton's ahead of him, no ball and 2 strikes. We got to get him out some way.
An 0-2 count for Hasty.
Caldwell and Straight are playing kind of 2/3 of the way off the outfield grass. Looks like ready to turn a double play if the ball's hit to them on the ground.
They definitely look like they're ready, and Hurd throws over to McCord, or to Cagle, to try to get the pick off.
Pretty good move there by Peyton.
I have actually seen him throw a few out doing that. And that one's right down the middle, just out of reach of Hurd, and Straight picks it up, and they try to turn 2, but Caldwell stutters just a split second, and Hasty's going to be safe at first.
Hasty reaches on the fielder's choice, so runner McCord was retired 6-4. A good play by Straight to Caldwell. And, sometimes when you play the left side of the infield, move over to the right side, that's a whole different. It looked like he was catching it, and he wasn't very confident with this pivot foot, but we got it out anyway, and now we got Ty Rodeball batting. 1
out is all we need, 1 out at a time, and now the ball's hit over to, and that's going to be a double play. The ball was hit to Jake Ross. Ross to Caldwell, I believe, and Caldwell turns and throws that ball, fires it over to Cagle on a rope, and that's going to do it for the top of the first inning. And with that, we'll be back after this word from the sponsors.
Are you looking for a job or know of someone who is? Peyton's Northern, a Kroger company, is now hiring. At Peyton's, you'll get a job with career advancement opportunities, employee discounts, tuition reimbursement, and educational assistance. A successful applicant will need to be 18 years of age, have the ability to work weekends, holidays, and overtime, can operate motorized equipment, complete strength and endurance testing, pass a pre-employment and background screens, work 10-hour shifts, and lift 55 pounds. At Peyton's, we offer matching 401k retirement savings, paid incentive days, personal and vacation days, and you'll receive Kroger benefits after 60 days. All qualified applicants are encouraged to apply for this opportunity online at jobs.kroger.com. Click on Logistics and Distribution Jobs and search for Bluffton. For questions, call Peyton Staffing Center at 260-827-2108 or 2109. That's jobs.kroger.com. 260-827-2108. Peyton's Northern, now hiring.
Well, Vince, we're back as Madison Grant's finishing up their warm-ups. The Bruins 1, 2, 3 outs, and I know you have a recap for us.
Yes, Bailey McCord led off with an infield single, and then Hasty, after hitting a fielder's choice, that was force out straight to Caldwell, and then the double play to Jacob Ross. Great around the horn double play, 5-4-3.
I always like the longer throws.
And Caldwell did a great job that time of getting on the base and pivoting to throw to first.
Yeah, it looked like he struggled on the first 2 attempts at the double play. Couldn't get the ball thrown to first in time, but on that one he had plenty of time and made a nice throw to Cagle to get the easy out.
And I don't remember him playing second base before. I know he's played right field, but
he has yet to play second base in a varsity game. And as a matter of fact, I don't know that he's ever played because Peyton has played with him in the lower levels, and he was always a shortstop. I can't say that he's ever been a second baseman. And so now we're going to have the Bruins leadoff, Shane Elam, up to bat. Elam on the season has a 400 batting average, the best of the team right now, with 20 hits and 6 RBIs on the season. And McCord puts that one in there for strike one. An 0-1 count for Elam. McCord out of the windup. The pitch delivered on the low side of the strike zone, and now Elam's down 0-2 in the count.
Yes, we need to get Shane on first base. He's a good hitter. He's hit the ball with 2 strikes a lot this year. So
Shane choked up on the bat a little bit, and he's going to hit a loop fly ball, and the pitcher comes over and snags it out of the air, and that's going to be the first out of the inning for the Bruins.
And that was a nice catch by the pitcher.
And that's going to bring Braxton Straight up to the plate.
That was the pitcher, Bailey McCord, making a nice catch on the fly ball. And here comes Braxton Straight, as Steve said.
1 out for the Bruins. McCord out of the windup. And Straight's going to foul it down on the left field line.
I was just looking at the grade level. Bailey McCord pitching as a senior. They have 4 seniors on their team, Madison Grant.
An 0-1 count for Straight. And on the other field, the softball field, senior night for the Lady Bruins. And that pitch is a ball on the outside corner. A senior night for the Bruins, and the Lady Bruins with just 1 senior on the team, and that's Haley Williamson. Haley doing a fine job this season for the Bruins. And that's a high fly ball out into left center field. The center fielder on his way back, and that ball is going to be hitting the ground as Braxton rounds first, going to second. That's a stand-up double for Straight.
A nice hit by Braxton Straight. Center fielder looked like he had trouble with it off the bat. The flag was blown straight out from right to left, and now it's hanging limp out there. So
yeah, 13-mile-an-hour wind gusts.
A little bit of a crosswind.
Right. It's coming in from the northwest. The northwest would be behind the third baseline. And that curve ball lands in the strike zone for Caleb Mealy. The next Bruin up to the plate is Coach Ugan giving the signs to Mealy. Braxton with a short lead off. And again, I was saying Haley Williamson, the only senior, has signed to play softball as that pitch comes in. Mealy squares up to bunt and then draws it back, but Williamson is signed to play softball for Indiana University South Bend starting in the fall.
Well, that's good. I always thought Haley was a good softball.
Oh, Mealy just missing.
Missed the third base bag, foul.
And now Mealy with a 1-2 count for this at-bat. Yes, I like the idea that Haley's been playing softball all of her life. She's kind of taken a liking to my daughter that plays softball, and she told her that softball has always been the sport and her love, the only sport she's ever cared a lot about. And she's a little disappointed in the season, but trying to make the best of a bad situation.
Yes, well.
And that's a 3-2 count. It gets past the pitcher, and Straight's going to move on to third on the passed ball.
Counting that a pass ball, okay. Straight to third on the pass ball. And now with 1 out and a runner on third, we need a scoring.
I don't know. I don't know the difference, so you'll have to explain the difference to me between a pass ball counts against the pitcher or the catcher,
yes,
and a wild pitch counts against the pitcher.
Fault, yes.
Well, if it hits the glove of the catcher, what do you score it as? As Mealy gets a walk.
I think you're right in calling that a pass ball.
All right. Mealy with the walk, bringing up the cleanup hitter, Dayton Dow. Dow on the season with a .339, .446 on-base percentage, 20 hits, and 15 RBIs on the season.
We got a senior catching in Connor Royal for Madison Grant, so let's see if Coach Hugan does anything with Mealy at first base.
And Mealy with the delayed steal, and he fakes the throw, and Mealy takes second easy.
That was a delayed steal. It looked like it was going to be, if they threw the ball, I think he was going to stop and try to get in a rundown so the runner from third could score. But Madison Grant just let him have the base.
And it's an 0-1 count, now a 1-1 count, as that one's just a little bit high.
We got to get a big hit here off of Dayton.
A big hit by Dayton would give the Bruins a 2-run lead over the Argyles with 1 out. And Dow hits one over to the second baseman. Braxton's running in for the score, and the out is made at first on Dayton Dow. Dow with yet another RBI on the day. Mealy's going to be over at third. The Bruins now with a 1-0 lead over the Argyles.
Well, that's what we needed to do, score in the bottom half of the first inning. Now here comes the freshman, Caldwell, and I think this young player is going to be a really good player for Blackford here, not only as a freshman but in years to come.
Caldwell on the season batting as .364, takes the first pitch, ball 1. Batting a .364, 16 hits and 7 RBIs on the season.
And in the conference, I had him 6 for 15, batting .400.
Another 2-0 count for Caldwell. Oh, I'm sorry. They must have counted one of those as a strike. Well, listen to that. A 1-1 count now for Caldwell. And that one's going to miss low. Well, a 2-1 count. Caldwell with a 2-1, 2 outs on the Bruins. Caleb Mealy standing at third. McCord still the pitcher, out of the stretch, delivers that one, misses outside. Oh, he called that one a strike too? Jeez, he needs to be a little quicker on the strike calls.
Yes, I couldn't tell.
He waits until I put my head down to put it up on the screen. Oh, man.
Called out on strike.
That ball was pitched on the batter's box white line for the strike. So with that, the Bruins with a 1-0 lead, and we'll be back after this with a recap.
Locally owned, Straits Drywall and Paint, LLC, owned by Jeff and Aubrey Straight, have 30 years of experience in commercial and residential painting and drywall finishing. Straits Drywall and Paint can do anything from new construction to remodels. Does your home need a new touch of color inside or out? Call Jeff or Aubrey at 765-499-9416 for a free quote. Straits Drywall and Paint, LLC. Insured painters with the professional skills necessary to complete your project on time and within budget.
If you're suffering from neck or back pain or suffering from migraines or have a colicky baby, call Dr. Malia Robertson at Clear Choice Chiropractic. They have many techniques to relieve these and many more symptoms with chiropractic care. Located at 1501 North Walnut in Hartford City. Vince?
Braxton Straight dropped in a double after Shane Elam popped out to the pitcher McCord. He made a nice running catch. Mealy walked and stole second, and then Dow drove in the run as he grounded out to the second baseman. That would have been Jack Thompson making a nice play. And then Caldwell, I don't think that he didn't even swing his bat, did he?
No, he didn't, not once.
And he was called out on strikes, and I think the freshman thought a couple of those may not have been in the strike zone.
They were definitely outside on the outside. And I believe we talked in the break that the reason I called them balls were that they were on that batter's box line, and I just assumed they were strikes if he didn't immediately call it a strike. And to find out that it was a strike was definitely a shock, but Caldwell needs to realize And Hurd with a breaking ball right in the strike zone for an 0-1 count.
Well, Dylan Sneed's batting cleanup, and he's the batter up. Gage Davis, the designated hitter, is next, and then Dylan Brooks.
Hurd with another strike right down on the outside corner in that same position.
He's calling that outside, so you know as a pitcher and a batter, you got to realize that they're calling them outside.
Exactly.
That you've got to go get them.
Hurd misses just a little bit low. Now a 1-2 count. Yes, I agree. I was getting ready to say that Caldwell needed to realize, hey, this umpire is calling these way outside. I need to go ahead and get a hold of one of these outside pitches as Sneed fouls one off.
Well, I was looking at the coaches for Madison Grant. The head coach is Scott Haley. Assistant coaches are Kyle Gunther and Heath Davidson. For Blackford, the head coach is Tony Ugan, and the assistants are Bob Banner and Scott Cagle for the varsity.
And this is going to be hit over to Jake Ross. Jake Ross with the field throws it down to Cagle, and that's going to be the first out. One batter up, one out for the Bruins. A nice play by Jake Ross.
Nice play by Ross, and he had also fielded the last ground ball.
Yep.
When Hasty rode a ball hit to a double play. So here's a designated hitter, Gabe Davis. And we need to get him out.
All right, the second batter up. One out for the Argyles. Hurd with the pitch on the inside corner, a swing and a miss, strike one.
That was a nice pitch by Peyton. I always thought, like I said at the beginning of the broadcast, that he was a good pitcher.
And Hurd again with the wind-up. Another one. This one's going to be grounded over to Straight, and Straight gets a glove on it, but doesn't field it clean, and that's going to put a runner on base.
I think that'll be a base hit, Steve. He had to go far to his right to field it, and it just took a bad hop and went over his glove.
And that's going to bring up the right fielder, Dylan Brooks.
Yes.
And Brooks is a left-handed batter for the Argyles.
And he's a junior listed on the roster.
Hurd checking the runner at first. Not much of a lead off. Puts one in on the outside for ball one.
We need to get out of this inning. If we get out of this inning without allowing a run and can get another run or two on the board, I think Peyton.
And this is a high fly ball out towards center field. It sounded like Shane Elam called him off, and he's going to make the catch, and that's going to be 2 outs for the Argyles.
Nice catch by Shane Elam. I had always told my center fielder, anything you can catch, you get.
Yeah, if I remember right, hearing Ryan Heaston talk about it, the center fielder is your leader out there, and if he calls the infield off, then the infield backs off.
When I was coaching Little League Baseball, I told my infielders, if you go out for the ball and you hear that center fielder call you off, then you get out of his way.
Yep.
Because he can make the catch facing the diamond.
A nice breaking ball by Hurd. Started off at the head and dropped right down into the waist area, just a little bit lower for strike one.
And this batter is the number 7 hitter, the catcher, Connor Royal.
Hurd with a fastball, swing and a miss down the middle. Now we have an 0-2 count on the junior catcher.
It's a lot easier catching a fly ball coming in
than it is going out.
The infield's got to go out and try to get it.
Hurd misses on the inside, a 1-2 count.
So Straight and Caldwell did a good job when they heard Elam call the ball for the ball. They just couldn't get out of the way, and one of them's got to cover second base in case the ball's dropped.
Another fastball down the middle, swing and a miss, and that's going to be 3 outs.
Big strikeout there.
A big out for the Bruins, and we'll be back.
The Voice of Blackford County Community Newspaper is your hometown newspaper with a staff that takes great pride in covering local community events in Hartford City and Montpelier. Available at newsstands in Hartford City at Needler's Fresh Market, Food and Fuel, John's Service Station, Northside Florist, and in Montpelier at Koppel's Family Family Market, Carrie's Restaurant, and Charlie's Sunoco, with more locations coming soon. The Voice of Blackford County is published every Tuesday with a cost of only $1 or a yearly subscription for $35. You'll find school-related events, obituaries, public records info, church news, community calendar, and so much more. Contact Danny at 765-251-4903 or Ann at 765-330-4842. The Voice of Blackford County Community Newspaper. Local news about local people.
Foundations Building Material is your local building materials distributor in East Central Indiana for drywall, steel studs, and Armstrong sealing and insulation. Founded on principle and built on purpose. Contact Aaron Farrell at 260-471-2181. Vince, a recap.
Yes, in the inning, one hit, the single by the designated hitter, Gabe Davis. No errors for Blackford. That's been the key so far. We haven't committed an error. And a big strikeout for Peyton Hurd.
And the Bruins lead 1-0 with Jake Ross coming up to the plate.
Yes, so Madison Grant had one hit, one left, no runs, and no Blackford errors. Thank you. He's adjusted my headset. It feels a lot better. Well, for Blackford, we got hitters 6, 7, and 8 coming up. Jake Ross, Brandon Strobel, who's designated hitting for the pitcher, Peyton Hurd, and then Tyler Cagle. And then if one of them should reach, will be Charlie Cranston. So we can do some damage here.
Let's hope that they do.
With Russ a senior, Strobel a sophomore, and Cagle a senior, hopefully we can get some
hits.
Get another run or two.
Jake Ross on the season batting a .289 with a .370 on-base percentage, 11 hits and 8 RBIs for the season. McCord out of the windup.
I had Jacob Ross 3 for 10 in the conference for 300.
Sorry about that. We have an 0-1 count as the pitch came in. It looked a little low, but the umpire calls it strike. And this one's going to be a high bouncing ball over to the shortstop. The shortstop on the run, and he throws just in time to get the out.
Yes, Jacob Ross really hustling down the first base line. You could see him trying to beat out that infield ground ball.
He definitely put the afterburners on.
He played with the shortstop Ty Rodeball, and about this Rodeball kid, I know he played football and basketball for Madison Grant, and I think he was on the roster, one of them, as a freshman.
And that pitch on the outside corner, strike one. I thought that name sounded familiar.
He may be a letter of all 4 years over there. I'm not for sure, though. But he's a real good athlete. He's playing shortstop.
And Strobel's going to bounce one over to the shortstop. The shortstop again on the run makes the play to first for the second out of the inning.
Again, a nice play by Ty Rodeball.
So 2 straight loopers over to the shortstop for 2 outs. And now the senior, Tyler Cagle, who got an in the park, well, it was a triple with the extended home run on the bad throw by I don't even remember the team we played Tuesday.
We played Blue River Valley.
Was it Blue River? Okay.
I missed that broadcast and we won the game.
That's right. That's the game. The first pitch is ball 1.
I was with you over there at Alexandria there Tuesday night, and we had a real good time with Mr. McFerrin.
Oh, Chip, Mr. McFerrin, yes.
Chip McFerrin. What a guy over there at Alexandria.
And that one's going to hit Tyler Cagle, and that's going to be the first runner for the Bruins in the bottom of the second inning.
And now here's Charlie Cranston with 2 outs.
Charlie Cranston's struggling on the season.
I doubt if he would bunt here with 2 outs. I'm pretty positive that he won't, but you never know.
Yep, Cranston with a 133 average on the season.
Madison Grant holding the runner on at first, the infield at third, playing way in.
A swing and a miss by Cranston, strike 1.
That looked like Charlie just struck his bat out there and was hoping the ball would hit his bat that time.
2 outs for the Bruins. McCord out of the stretch now, throws one outside for ball 1.
It looks like the umpire's setting in on the right-hand side on Charlie, and it looks like he's going to call the corner on the right side, and he's going to let the third base side of the plate count as a ball.
And another one for a 2-1 count.
Coach Hugan clapping his hands down at third base.
I'm guessing that they're probably not going to have Tyler Cagle steal.
I don't think so. Not when you got a kid like that, Royal, that's a catcher, a senior.
And like McCord steps off, and Cagle goes back to first.
It looks like he's got a good arm on him. Not
McCord?
The catcher.
Oh, the catcher? Not as good as Mealy.
I was getting ready to say that, too.
Another high pitch, 3-1 count.
Well.
And if we can get Cranston on, we're back to the top of the lineup.
Coach Hugan's going to give him a green light here in a 3-1, because if the ball comes in there, Charlie can hit it. I know he can.
And he does swing and fouls it off for the strike 2.
Now with 2 outs, Cagle will be running with the pitch, but you got to make sure he's going home, because you don't want to get hung out to dry, leaving too early and have him throw the ball to first base.
Right, exactly.
But it's easier to steal off of a right-handed pitcher.
And he's going, and that's going to be a walk for Cranston. Cranston looked a little surprised that he got the walk call.
That looks like the ones he was calling strikes on the outer half of the plate. And I think Charlie thought, well, he's going to ring me up. He said that was a ball.
And now still 2 outs, and we're back to the top of the lineup with Shane Elam.
Elam popped up to the pitcher. Maybe Shane can get a hit here and drive in a couple of runs. That's what we need.
And he misses again high, 1-0 count.
It looked like the pitcher, McCord, may have been a little bit upset with himself by that ball breaking in there too late.
And he's going to miss outside now for a 2-0 count, and we've got a timeout called by Madison Grant.
They're going out to talk to their pitcher.
And with that, the Voice of Blackford County Community Newspaper is your local newspaper with local news about local people. Pick your copy up at multiple locations in Hartford City and Montpelier. Published every Tuesday with yearly subscriptions available. The Voice of Blackford County Community Newspaper. Call Danny at 765-251-4903. Vince, you were saying something before I interrupted.
Well, that's okay. I was watching Tony Hugan talk to Shane Elam where they had the meeting with the infielders out on the mound, and I think he told him that pitch is in there, you give it a ride. I'm pretty sure if it's in there, he's not taking it. He's gonna take a hack at it.
Well, you definitely have one of your top batters, hitters on the field with a .400 batting average, and he rips one out to left field, a line drive, and it's past the left fielder. Tyler Cagle's rounding third, coming home. Cranston's rounding third, now coming home, and they're going to hold up Elam out on second base.
Good job of coaching and a great job of hitting. It looked like Madison Grant was kind of surprised. You know, he put the pitch right down the wheelhouse, or what you call it.
Yes, he did.
And Coach Hugan again giving his leadoff batter a green light, and Shane does exactly what he needed to do, a double down the left field line. And now we got Braxton straight. We'll see if we can keep it going here with 2 out Lightning.
A 3-0 lead over the Argyles. Braxton straight up to bat. And that first pitch is on the outside corner, an 0-1 count, as Elam's playing his little dance out there on second base.
Elam just kind of acted like he was going the third. Rotoball's way over there now behind him. Now the second baseman is too. We got
both of their
on both sides of the field.
Both of their middle infielders hanging out around second base.
I'm not so sure why they're doing that. They only need 1 out to get out of the inning.
Absolutely.
And the Rotoball was on second. The second baseman was on second.
And now they're back to it again.
There's a big gap on both right and left-hand side of the diamond.
And that one's going to be hitting one of those gaps between the 5-6, and Elam's going to stay on third, and Straight's going to get a base hit. And now we've got runners on the corners with Caleb Mealy up to the plate.
Well, that was a nice hit. Even if Rotoball had been playing normal shortstop, I don't think he would have been able to fill that and throw straight out.
Not really. Your third baseman would have been a lot closer to that one, and he just made a move over there, but never took his feet out of the dirt.
When I played some third base a little bit and so pitched softball, they said, you feel anything you can get going to your left.
Yep.
Because if you get it, you got your momentum going where you can throw.
Yep.
And the shortstop would have to completely pivot to throw the ball to first base.
Absolutely.
And I learned that off of one of the great ball players at Hartford City.
And the Bruins, the Argyles try to get straight out as he steals second. It looked like a delayed steal. They throw down to second to try to get the out. Unsuccessful. And Elam comes home and slides in under the tag.
Yes, that would be a straight double steal. I was told that when I played softball with Bob Abernathy. He was one of the really good athletes of Hartford City.
Right, and I believe we have a 2-0 count now, or is it just a 1-0?
2-0. I think he called that a ball.
I was pretty sure it was, and now Straight's out on second. The pitch comes in, misses high for a 3-0 count.
It looked like the middle infielders again were dancing behind Braxton Straight, but not as far. Now the second baseman's covering the bag. You better luck out. Now he leaves. The second baseman. I thought we was going to have one of those.
And it looks like we were both wrong. Maybe a 3-1 count. I don't know. The umpire has yet to signal.
It might be 2-1, 3-1. Again, Madison Grant.
And Mealy fouls one off. Maybe a full count now.
I don't understand the philosophy by Madison Grant to have both fielders covering second when they only need to get one out.
Yep.
If you need to get 2 outs and it runs important, the only thing they got to do is field the ground ball and get out of the inning.
And Mealy's going to get one, and then everybody's going back, and this one's going to be off the right field fence. Mealy rounding first, going to second, now rounding second, headed to third. And he's going to be head first into third, and the throw is away. And he got up wanting to come home, but saw that the pitcher was there, and Ugan called him off. Ugan with a big smile on his face. The Bruins now with a 4-0 lead over the Argyles on a 2-out rally in the bottom of the second. Did I miss a runner?
We have 5 runs.
We have 5. So
for this inning.
I must have forgot to.
Coach Ugan he dove into third base head first, and then he jumped up. There's another hit, a good hit there by Dayton Dow.
And Dayton Dow is going to get another RBI on his season as Mealy comes in to score the 6th run on a 2-out rally by the Bruins. And it's getting to the point now, Vince, where I don't have enough time to score my book, and we've got the freshman Drew Caldwell up to the plate.
And Caldwell will do better batting this time. He knows he's going to call the outside pitch a strike.
And we'll see how he does.
Activities, which is kind of surprising. Maybe they're just loosening up somebody's arm.
And I was going to say that Madison Grant also has some bullpen activity. Harms is the Jacob Harms is the one that's been pitching since about Elam.
Well, I know that Bailey McCord.
And this is going to be a high pop fly or pop
play ground ball.
Ground ball.
The ground ball took a big high hop.
That's what I was trying to say. Thank you. And with that, let's go ahead and take a break, and we'll recap after this.
Dr. Malia Robertson of Clear Choice Chiropractic asks, do you suffer from neck pain while working, or do migraines keep you from enjoying your day? Do you have to take pain pills just to function? Does your baby cry constantly for no apparent reason? And most importantly, do you remember the last day you were pain-free? You don't have to live with these frustrations. The doctors at Clear Choice Chiropractic have many techniques to relieve the symptoms of neck and back pain, headaches, stiff joints, colic, earaches, and many other symptoms. Call for your appointment with Dr. Malia Robertson at Clear Choice Chiropractic, 765-329-5044. That's 329-5044. And take back your life and enjoy living pain-free. Located at 1501 North Walnut Street in Hartford City. Open Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Tuesdays, 3 to 6 p.m. Thursdays, 3 to 7 p.m. Closed Saturdays and Sundays. Clear Choice Chiropractic. We've got your back.
A nice throw by Mealy as he finishes his warm-up. Vince, you got some recap for us?
Yes, after Jake Ross and Brandon Strobel both grounded out to Rodeball, who's a great shortstop, Cagle, after being hit by the pitch, Cranston thought he was caught out on strikes, walked, and then a double by Elam, a single by Straight, a triple by Mealy, single by Dow. We scored 5 runs with 2 outs. That's a good sign.
How many hits did we have?
4 hits. 5 runs on 4 hits.
5 runs on 4 hits.
So Blackford's ahead 6-0 after 2. Blackford has 6 runs on 5 hits and 2 left, and haven't committed an error. And Madison Grant's got 2 hits and no runs.
And Hurd had him down 0-1 in the count, and now he grounds one to the shortstop, Braxton straight to Cagle for the first out of the inning. As the
And that was the number 8 hitter, Nick Evans, batting.
Thank you. The number 8 hitter on a
Number 9
6-3
hitter,
out.
Jack Thompson, the second baseman.
Thompson now up to the plate. The Argyle's down 6-0. Hurd looking really strong and really confident out on the mound today.
Yes, I think Coach Hugan just has somebody down in the bullpen loosening up. They're not throwing to come in as a pitcher.
A curveball by Hurd misses.
He's just down there throwing. The catcher standing up. He doesn't have any equipment on, I don't think.
Oh, that's Blaine Riddle. He may just be having him come in warming up
to come into play.
Just to come into play.
Caldwell, maybe.
Yes, and now
You like to play your seniors. I'll tell you that much.
Thompson with a 1-1 count. 1 out for the Argyles.
Jack Thompson, he's not listed on the roster, so I don't know what grade he's in, but this kid looks like he's a good athlete.
And a swing and a miss again, now a 1-2 count.
Peyton seems to be picking up more and more confidence.
Yes.
That 5 runs really took a lot of pressure off of him. That's what we needed.
Now he's out there playing for fun. And that curveball hangs up high for a 2-2 count.
Let's see if Mealy sets up on the outside corner. That's where he was given, the strike. I'm sure Caleb and
there he goes.
Knows about it, and he sets up outside.
And Hurd throws one down the middle, and that's going to be a foul ball.
He missed his spot. He missed the location on that one. But Caleb's a real smart catcher. He knew he was calling him on that outside corner, and he was way out there.
He was way out there. He had the corner of the plate.
Away from the batter. There he hit it.
And he hit it, and that's going to be a K, backwards K for Hurd.
It looked like Thompson thought that ball was outside, but he's been calling him out there the whole game.
He has been calling him out there the whole game.
A smart job of pitching by Hurd and a great job of catching by Mealy, setting that target there with 2 strikes.
Absolutely.
You're going to get that outside call on the first base side of the plate.
And a curveball swing and a miss.
And here's the pitcher, Bailey McCord. And I was going to say for Mr. McCord, when that last batter, when Dow got a single over his head, it looked like he was kind of disappointed. There they're trying to hit the curveball.
Yeah, that one just looked like it came off of his hand a little funny. You could tell it looked like it might have slipped out or he held it too long. And he knew it as soon as it left his hand. He knew it wasn't going to be a good pitch, and that's going to be a high fly ball. And Tyler Cagle is calling everybody off of it and makes the catch, and that's going to retire this inning, and we'll be back after this.
While filling your car's fuel tank at Food and Fuel Marathon, fill your body's fuel tank too. Monday through Friday, grab a chicken or tenderloin sandwich, or have out a burger and potato wedges, or onion chips, mozzarella cheese sticks, and Bosco breadsticks. If biscuits and gravy are your thing, they're available every Monday through Saturday morning until they're gone. And you'll have to grab a Poppy's Extreme donut or two, available daily. Food and Fuel Marathon, 1621 North Walnut Street, Hartford City. Open Monday through Friday, 4:30 a.m. to 11 p.m. Saturday, 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. and Sunday, 6 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. Food and Fuel Marathon, fueling your vehicle and you.
And we're back, and the Bruins have made a little bit of a change, Vince. Blaine Riddle is coming in for the right fielder, Charlie Cranston. And I think you have maybe some recap for us for that last half inning.
Yes. Madison Grant goes down in order after the single by Gage Davis. Peyton Hurd retiring 5 in a row. A nice catch by Cagle. Again, nothing across for either side. We head to the bottom of the third. Blackford leading 6-0. And I'm sure that Coach Hugan is trying to encourage them. Let's put them away early.
Yes.
If we can do it. I mean, And Madison Grant has changed pitchers. They got a left-hander out there, and I think that was their designated hitter, Gage Davis, but I'm not for sure.
Let's see if we can read the number. No, that's at number 23. That is Jacob Harms.
Okay.
Yeah, that's Jacob Harms now out on the mound.
And he is a sophomore, a left-handed sophomore pitcher.
And I can't tell. I'm looking for, because McCord seemed to be just a little bit of a tall, lanky guy. And so it looks like number 30 is out in center field, which is normal. And Bailey McCord is now out in left field for the Argyles. So I'm not sure where the change is made.
When they come to bat, we'll find out. But you said number 23 was the pitcher.
Yep, number 23 is the pitcher.
That is Jacob Harms, a sophomore.
It looks
southpaw, so
it looks like everybody else is the same.
They probably are.
So it looks like they may have whoever was in left field, Cole Hasty. I don't see Cole out on the field, so it looks like they've brought Cole Hasty in and replaced him with number 23, Jacob Harms.
And that young man, Cole Hasty, I know his grandpa, he's only a freshman.
Yeah.
And he's listed as an infielder, an outfielder, and a pitcher. So he must be, have some talent.
I think the Bruins have a few players that are like that as well.
Yes, we do. I guess Peyton Hurd can do everything. Right-hand pitcher, outfielder, and catcher.
Yep.
Well,
and that's going to bring up, Jake Ross to lead off the third inning for the Bruins. Again, he led off in the last inning. The Bruins batted 9. And Harms finds the strike zone with his first pitch.
That was a nice pitch.
That did look good, and I believe it looked to me like Ugin may have told him, hey, let's force this guy to throw some strikes before we start the bats.
I'm pretty sure if it's in there, Tyler or Jacob's going to give this one a ride.
Well, let's hope he does. It looks like there's definitely some open real estate as he swings and misses.
That pitch was way outside. It was definitely going to be called a ball.
But with the way this umpire is calling him, he tried to reach out there and get a hold of him. And maybe with that, we can get this umpire to tighten that strike zone up just a little bit.
Well, I don't know. He'll probably be consistent the whole game, Steve.
He probably will. And another swing and a miss. 3 straight strikes for Harms. 2 swings on...
What a nice job of pitching by Harms.
And that's going to bring up the designated hitter, Brandon Strobel.
And he grounded out the Rudaball the last time the shortstop, so we'll see what Brandon can do here with the ball.
Swing and a miss by Strobel, now an 0-1 count. 1 out for the Bruins.
Mr. Harms got some good movement on that baseball. I mean, that thing coming there kind of like a wiffle ball.
And he comes set. He is a left-handed pitcher out of the windup, taking his time. And he misses that one in the dirt for a 1-1 count.
That was looked like a slow breaking ball.
Yeah, I'm trying to get a read on his pitching style. It doesn't seem like it's kind of weird. His arm speed doesn't look like he's throwing the ball very hard. And that's going to be a high fly ball out into right field. The right fielder on his way back, and he falls down, and the ball pops out and rolls over to the fence. The right fielder fell as he was making the play, and now they're going to send Strobel on home as the throw to the... And then that's going to be
I thought that'd be an inside the park home run.
I think you're going to have to count that as an error, either on the right fielder for the bad throw to the cutoff man, or maybe it was the cutoff man that had the problem. I'm not real sure. But I would count that as a triple with an error.
Okay, we'll give him a triple and an error on somebody.
Not sure who the error would go on.
That was really running when he hit the ball. The right fielder went back and really made a nice dive. He backwards.
And it looks like a right fielder may be shook up on the play.
I'm not so sure.
And they're going to send the coach out to have a talk with him. And I told you that once we had a break like this that I would ask to be able to say a little few words A lot of people in the world don't know that this week is Nurses Week.
I did not know that.
See, if you don't know somebody that is a nurse, most people just don't know that this week it exists. And it's meant for nurses to be able to get some recognition and maybe a thank you from some folks. Kind of like your Memorial Day or your Veterans Day.
Yes,
nurses get an entire week because they put up with a lot of junk and a lot of crap from family members and their patients and things like that. And so they dedicate a whole week for them. My wife is a nurse, and she's been a nurse since '99.
That's great.
And she's done a lot of good things for a lot of people. She loves her job. She works at one of the local nursing homes here in town.
Yes,
and I just want to say that if you know a nurse, make sure that you especially call them or talk to them this week and let them know that you appreciate what they do for our
I
communities.
have to tell my brother that it's Nurses Week because his wife is a nurse.
Oh, I guarantee you he knows it. And we're back to the action here. And that strike call on that outside corner gets called again for Cagle.
He's still calling him out there. He's consistent. Now,
He
you
is
got to know, as long as he still stays consistent, that's where you want to hit pitch the ball to that area. It's hard for the right-handed batters to get out there and hit it.
They just need to take a half a step in.
Or try to hit that ball out in the right field.
Yep, just like Strobel did and showed him how it's done. A 1-1 count for Tyler Cagle. 1 out for the Bruins. The Bruins leading by 7 to nothing in the bottom of the third, and Cagle getting called with that strike on that outside corner again.
It looked like it was right there at the same location. The umpire was just a little bit hesitant to call the strike, but he did.
Yep, he is calling it consistent.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
You said the same thing. He's calling a consistent game outside, and good players, catchers and pitchers will know that. They said that's how Greg Maddox would do. You know, he would adjust to the umpire.
Yep.
And I heard when he made his warm-up, he told that catcher, you just get out there as far as you go till he calls him a ball, and we'll bring it back.
Then we'll cut it back in. Yep, exactly.
And he was a great pitcher.
A 2-2 count for Cagle, and that one's going to miss high, now bringing the count to full. I believe I heard Coach Ugan talking, and he may have been talking to the players, or he just may have been talking to some parents. But he said a lot of umpires, if they call that first strike at the knees and you throw that one just an inch lower, he may still call it a strike. And he said you can get them to extend that strike zone farther and farther lower or farther and farther left or right.
Yes, there's another strikeout by the pitcher, Harms. That's the second strikeout. And now we got Riddle batting, right?
Yes, this is Blaine Riddle in for Charlie Cranston.
Charlie Cranston here.
Riddle, a 400 batting average on the season, and that breaking ball falls right into the strike zone. Riddle holds off on it, so it's called strike one. An 0-1 count, and I seen the parents out in right field trying to watch both games if they have a daughter on the softball field and the son on the baseball field, such as I do. I know my wife and my mom and dad are out there watching the game.
Yeah.
And I know the Cagles are out there as well watching both games.
That is great. Maybe our girls softball can get a win tonight over Madison Grant. I don't know what they have, but
I'm not sure either, but I did see them all up there clapping and cheering, and Riddle's going to hit a high fly ball into center field. The center fielder gets underneath of it and makes the play, and that's going to do it for the third inning. And with that, we're going to be into the top of the fourth coming up, and we'll be back after this word.
Foundation's Building Material is proud to support Blackford High School athletics. Foundation Building Material is your local building materials distributor in East Central Indiana. Our promise to our customers is to do business with integrity and honesty and strive to be the best every day, and never forget we work for you, our customers. We are founded on principle and built on purpose. Distributors of drywall, steel studs, Armstrong ceiling, and insulation. Call Aaron Farrell, 260-471-2181. Foundations Building Materials.
Vince, you got some stats for us?
Yes. Mr. Harms came on, striking out 2 batters. Strobel tripled and scored on the air. And Riddle flied to center, so 1 run, 1 hit the triple, 1 air, no runners left. We played 3 innings, and Blackford's looking good so far, had 7-0. And that reminded me of a thing. I think Blackford was playing this center out here in football when my mom's grandson played, so my nephews would be playing. And she turned to me and said, Vince, do you feel sorry for Miss Sunwall? Because Blackford was doing really well. And I said, well, no, because Steve Rinker, I think, was coaching Miss Sunwall at the time. And I said, well, you can, but you can't, because they're still trying to win.
Yep.
And lo and behold, they came back, and I can't remember if they won the game or not. And my mom said, my goodness.
Yep.
What my point is in that, Blackford's got a 7-0 lead. They can't get too overconfident.
No.
And they can't start feeling
comfortable.
I don't know.
You can't get too comfortable out there.
You can't let Madison Grant get back in the game now.
Exactly.
That's what I'm trying to say.
A swing and a miss by Cole Hasties, bringing up strike 1. No, I'm sorry. That's not going to be Hasty. That's going to be the catcher Harm, or the pitcher Harms.
Yes, the pitcher Harms is batting for Hasty.
So Harms with a swing and a miss, and he checks this swing and lets that one go by. Now a 1-1 count as the ball went into the dirt, and that breaking ball was probably one of the best ones I've seen from Hurd. Hurd still out of the windup. Delivers another swing and a miss. Up, it looks like he may have fouled that one off, and Mealy a little slow to get up.
Yes, what I'm going to say, when you got a team down, that was like, remember when the Colts played Kansas City in that playoff game? Kansas City had a big lead when Andrew Luck was a rookie.
Yep.
And the Colts came back and won. That game was amazing.
Yes, it was. And another swing and a miss by Harms, and that's going to be the first out. A fastball takes him down, a swing and a miss.
That's the 3rd strikeout now for Peyton Hurd.
And that's going to bring up Ty Rodeball, the shortstop.
He's retired 6 in a row. Rodeball bounced to a 5-4-3 double play his last at bat, and this kid is probably the best hitter on the team.
And this is going to be a high fly ball, and I believe Riddle called him off of it. And
what a catch by Blaine Riddle.
And that's going to be the second out, and it seems to me that when you have a pitcher that's doing well for your team, the rest of the team kind of relaxes a little bit, and they don't try to rush anything. They get to the ball to make those easy catches.
When you get a pitcher throwing strike, it's a lot easier to play defense because you're down and ready if you're making them hit the ball.
Exactly.
And if you go into a walkathon, then, you lose that mental focus.
Exactly. Hurd throws one in the dirt for ball 1.
And I'm sure Coach Huggins told him to go after the hitters and try to get them out. Like I said, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 in a row, he's retired.
And we've got Dylan Sneed up as he looked like he was getting ready to get hit by the pitch, and he swung to keep that from happening and fouls it off.
Yes, it looked like that was just kind of a defensive swing.
Yes.
I don't know.
Good for the pitcher, bad for the batter.
Yeah, 2 strikes. Maybe Peyton can get another strikeout here. I'd head right for that outside corner.
Yeah, we have a 1-1 count, Vince.
Mealy setting up out there. Nice,
and they get that breaking ball for strike 2, hits on the inside corner. And now I look for them to go to that outside pitch. We'll see what Mealy does. Right now he's lined up right behind the plate. And he gets in his stance, and he is on the outside edge. And this one's going to be a base hit into the gap, out into right field. Caldwell fields it.
That was just a good job of batting by Dylan Sneed. It seemed like he knew where the pitch was going to be coming, and he's number 21. Dylan Sneed is a junior, so I imagine he's played a few games of baseball.
Yep, and now we've got number 32, Gage Davis, the designated hitter. Sneed out on first, not much of a lead off. Hurd puts one right down the middle, and this one's hit high. And Elam comes in, and, they're going to collide. Nobody must have called that, and it looks like those two are going to be hurt. Straight is down on the ground, and we're going to go to a break while we let those two go.
While filling your car's fuel tank at Food and Fuel Marathon, fill your body's fuel tank too. Monday through Friday, grab a chicken or tenderloin sandwich, or how about a burger and potato wedges, or onion chips, mozzarella cheese sticks, and Bosco breadsticks. If biscuits and gravy are your thing, they're available every Monday through Saturday morning until they're gone. And you'll have to grab a Poppy's Extreme donut or two, available daily. Food and Fuel Marathon, 1621 North Walnut Street, Hartford City. Open Monday through Friday, 4:30 a.m. to 11 p.m., Saturday, 6 a.m. to 11 p.m., and Sunday, 6 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. Food and Fuel Marathon, fueling your vehicle and you. Foundation's Building Material is proud to support Blackford High School athletics. Foundation Building Material is your local building materials distributor in East Central Indiana. Our promise to our customers is to do business with integrity and honesty and strive to be the best every day, and never forget we work for you, our customers. We are founded on principle and built on purpose. Distributors of drywall, steel studs, Armstrong ceiling, and insulation. Call Aaron Farrell, 260-471-2181. Foundations Building Materials.
And we're back as Braxton Strait is walking off the field under his own power. It looks like Dalton Willman's coming in to replace him, and he's going to go out into right field, and Drew Caldwell's going to go out into the shortstop position.
Yes, I think Caldwell will go to shortstop.
And the
that Braxton was able to walk off the field on his own power. That was very.
And that's why, as coaches, we tell our kids, hey, call the ball, call the other players off the ball, so that you don't have a collision like that. And I don't know, we've got ears, the headsets on over our ears, so we can't hear it if they're calling it. And you could just see that one happening, and neither player was coming off of the catch attempt. And a swing and a miss, and the ball in the dirt, a breaking ball, and that's going to be an 0-1 count on number 10, Michael McGuire. McGuire must be coming in for Brooks.
I'm sorry, I was making my change. Woman will be batting in the second spot for Strait.
And that one misses on the outside corner. It looked like a little bit low. A 1-1 count now for McGuire.
And Brooks is the one that flagged the center field the last time to Elam.
Yes. And
nice hit by Peyton Hurd.
Another swing and a miss by McGuire. Now we have a 1-2 count as Mealy stood up like he was going to throw down to third, but didn't make the throw.
I thought maybe may have thought they'd try a double steal, but I don't think they're going to do it with 2 outs.
And that's going to be it for the inning. Another fastball right down the middle. And the Bruins looking really good as we go into the bottom of the 4th after these words from our sponsors.
Are you looking for a job or know of someone who is? Peyton's Northern, a Kroger company, is now hiring. At Peyton's, you'll get a job with career advancement opportunities, employee discounts, tuition reimbursement, and educational assistance. A successful applicant will need to be 18 years of age, have the ability to work weekends, holidays, and overtime, can operate motorized equipment, complete strength and endurance testing, pass a pre-employment and background screens, work 10-hour shifts, and lift 55 pounds. At Peyton's, we offer matching 401k retirement savings, paid incentive days, personal and vacation days, and you'll receive Kroger benefits after 60 days. All qualified applicants are encouraged to apply for this opportunity online at jobs.kroger.com. Click on Logistics and Distribution Jobs and search for Bluffton. For questions, call Peyton Staffing Center at 260-827-2108 or 2109. That's jobs.kroger.com. 260-827-2108. Peyton's Northern, now hiring.
And we're back, Vince. You have a recap for us?
Yes, I do. In the inning for Madison Grant, there were 2 hits, a single by Sneed and a single by Davis. And one collision out there between Shane Elam and Braxton Strait led to see Braxton Strait walk off under his own power. 2 strikeouts for Peyton Hurd. So there were no runs on 2 hits, 2 left, and no Blackford errors. Peyton Hurd with the 2 strikeouts that inning has 4 on the game. And
not bad for his first game back.
Yes, and now we got Elam, Wellman, and Mealy. We got to get at least a couple. If we get 3 runs here and hold them, it'll be the ball game. Unless we have the mix-up as we did at Elwood. We thought it was 13-3. Marty Wells, the athletic director, told me that was the final score, but Orville Ugan told me the score was 14-4. So that was really the official final score, 14-4.
There you go. That first pitch was way outside.
And their catcher, Royal, is setting way up outside, too, trying to get the call in the outside corner.
The difference between him and Mealy, though, is he's set up outside right now and then gets even farther outside as the pitch comes in. He's set up just on the outside. So now 2 straight pitches, 2 straight balls.
Yes, I got Elam batting .474 now in the conference, 9 for 19. So if he'll get a hit here, 10 for 20, 500. Really good in any league they're playing.
Exactly. I have him a 400 on the season.
So he's hitting a little bit better in conference than he is overall.
He has really come on strong here in the later stages of the season, and there's a strike finally pitched by Harms.
And Coach Hugan just encouraged him, and I saw him give him the swing sign, so if it's in there, luck for Shane to give it a ride. Roderball looks like he's kicking the dirt at shortstop. I'm not for sure what he's doing out there.
A 2-1 count for Elam. And he is going to give this one a ride, a line drive shot out into center field for a base hit.
And I always thought Shane was one of the better ball players, too, at that lower level. He's 2 for 3 today.
I have always liked Shane in the lower levels, and I'm glad we have him back this year on varsity.
Yes, I am too. And Wellman batting, he hasn't had a hit in the conference. Let's see. I'm pretty sure Tony or Coach Egan's going to have.
And somebody on the girls just hit a home run. It looks like it's someone from the Argyles, a 2-run home run over the center field fence.
Elam does his little 2-step, delay still, and comes back to first.
His little dance out there on the first base.
That's good, though.
Yeah.
And, you kind of distract the pitcher.
Exactly, and he's throwing balls.
Like I said, with the left-hander, it's hard to gauge how, they get away with balks.
Exactly.
Some of them. I mean.
And a 1-0 count on Willman. I have Willman on the season, and Elam's going a swing by Dalton, and he has got his first strike. It was a little high, and Elam's going to be safe out on first.
On second, Steve.
I'm sorry, out on second. Sorry about that, Vince.
That's Shane Elam's second stolen base of the game.
A 1-1 count now for Willman.
Let's see if Coach Hugan kind of bunts and runs here. Have Willman still bunt and Elam still third. Roderball's way over. They got a big gap. I don't understand what they're trying to do, really. I mean.
And that one's going to find its way to that outside edge of the strike zone. And now Willman with a 1-2 count. Willman on the season with an .083 batting average for the season. Only has 1 hit on the season and 1 RBI.
Now the shortstop's on the right side, right behind second base. Second baseman sneaks in behind Shane. Now they go back to their position. And
Shane again, and that's going to be strike 3 for Willman as he didn't even take the bat off his shoulder.
Well, that was the outside pitch again.
And now we're going to have the catcher, Caleb Mealy. It was that one looked like it was a little bit more over the plate than the previous outside edges.
Yes, that could be.
And Mealy now.
Look at how the short.
I see him out there. And the first baseman playing about 5 feet in on the grass, and there's that outside corner, and he doesn't get the call. Now we have a 1-0 count for Mealy.
I can see the importance of the run, with only 1 out, but I personally probably wouldn't do that with 2 outs. I mean.
And Caleb ready to receive the pitch. Harms out of the stretch. And Mealy's going to hit a high fly ball. It's going to be infield. The third baseman comes over and makes the catch for the second out of the inning.
That was a nice catch by the third baseman.
So that's going to bring up the cleanup hitter, Dayton Dow.
Dayton's 1 for 2 today.
Yes, Dayton grounded out to the second baseman in a 4-3 out and then got a hit out into center field, a base hit out into center field in the second inning. Now we're here in the bottom of the fourth as the Bruins still have a commanding 7-0 lead over the Argyles. And Dow's going to rip one up the middle, and the second baseman backhands it, throws it to first, and that's going to do it for the bottom of the fourth. And after this, we're going to be coming back with the top of the fifth.
Locally owned, Straight's Drywall and Paint, LLC, owned by Jeff and Aubrey Straight, have 30 years of experience in commercial and residential painting and drywall finishing. Straight's Drywall and Paint can do anything from new construction to remodels. Does your home need a new touch of color inside or out? Call Jeff or Aubrey at 765-499-9416 for a free quote. Straight's Drywall and Paint, LLC. Insured painters with the professional skills necessary to complete your project on time and within budget.
Stop by Food and Fuel Marathon on North Walnut Street for fuel for your car and fuel for you. Lunch available Monday through Friday, biscuits and gravy Monday through Saturday, and Poppy's Extreme Donuts daily. Vince, have you gotten your Coney dog yet?
No, I forgot to do that.
Vince.
Today's Thursday.
Today's Thursday.
Out there. My wife Kathy had to go to Huntington today for a viewing for a funeral of one of her.
Well, I'll let you slide this time. One of these days, I'm going to bring you one. Let me finish this here real quick, and then we'll get to that.
I got the car.
And let me finish this ad here.
Okay,
Open Monday through Friday, 4:30 a.m. to 11 p.m. Saturday, 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. And Sunday, 6 a.m. to 10:30. Go ahead, Vince.
Well, I wanted to stop out there. I may stop out on the way home and get one of those Coney dogs.
No, they don't have them right now. They're only during lunch.
Oh, just during lunch.
Yep, just during lunch.
Well, usually I don't have a car during lunch.
No. Well, one of these days I'm going to bring you a Coney dog because I'm telling you, once you have one.
But I plan on Saturday for the doubleheader, give me some biscuits and gravy.
Oh.
Because that is really, really good.
We may have to get some biscuits and gravy. And now we're back in the top of the fifth here. We got Connor Royal up to the plate, and he's going to drive one, and that one is deep. And Dow steps back and makes the catch, and that's going to be the first out of the inning.
Nice catch out there by Dayton Dow.
And I bet that Hurd was out there on the mound going, man, not again. The last time he came off of an injury, last year he had his appendix taken out. When he came back, Miss Centerwall was his first game, and he had a kid rip a home run off of him then.
Oh. Well, the flag is laying limp out there, so maybe if that wind was blowing out, the ball may have carried out.
He may have, and now we're going to have Nick Evans up to the plate.
Baseman. Nice shot by Caleb Mealy, even though nobody's on base.
Mealy fielding one out of the dirt.
Looks like Peyton Hurd and him are really getting comfortable. Mealy catching and Hurd pitching.
And Hurd lets another one slip off of his fingertips. Now a 2-0 count.
And that was in the dirt. That short hop Caleb. We're at hitters 8 and 9. We ought to be able to get these two guys out, you'd think.
And Hurd with a fastball down the middle gets his first strike of the at-bat. Now a 2-1 count for Nick Evans.
He bounced out to Straight the last time he batted.
And this one's going to be another one out to right field. Dalton Willman there for the catch.
Nice catch by Dalton Willman.
And the Bruins looking really solid here going into the ninth batter on the ninth hitter on the roster.
Ninth hitter, yes.
So that's going to be Jack Thompson, I believe, number 22.
He was called out on strikes the last time when I thought that the young man thought it was ball and it was called strike.
And that curveball drops in as he ducks his head thinking it was going to hit him. And for strike one.
And Jack Thompson, he's out on the roster with his number 22.
Another breaking ball, a swing and a miss for strike two.
I'm just guessing he's probably a freshman that's played JV ball a lot for Madison Grant, but I'm not for sure about that.
Hurd takes a big deep breath before he approaches the mound, and he puts a fastball right down the middle, and that's going to do it for the inning. 3 up, 3 down for the sophomore pitcher, and we'll be back after this with a recap.
The Voice of Blackford County Community Newspaper is your hometown newspaper with a staff that takes great pride in covering local community events in Hartford City and Montpelier. Available at newsstands in Hartford City at Needler's Fresh Market, Food and Fuel, John's Service Station, Northside Florist, and in Montpelier at Koffels Family Market, Carrie's Restaurant, and Charlie's Sunoco, with more locations coming soon. The Voice of Blackford County is published every Tuesday with a cost of only $1 or a yearly subscription for $35. You'll find school-related events, obituaries, public records info, church news, community calendar, and so much more. Contact Danny at 765-251-4903 or Ann at 765-330-4842. The Voice of Blackford County Community Newspaper. Local news about local people.
With 30 years of experience, Jeff and Aubrey Strait, owners of Strait's Drywall and Paint LLC, can help you with any project you have, from commercial and residential remodel to new construction. Give your home that new touch of color. Give them a call at 765-499-9416. And don't forget to follow them on Facebook, Vince.
Yes, I don't have Facebook. I'm probably one of the lower percentage of people that not have a computer in this at home. Kathy says if I did, I'd have a big bill for her to pay. So if I need to get on a computer, I go to the library.
There you go.
But anyway.
And before you go on, you asked for the score of the girls' game across the way.
Yes, I did.
And I sent a text out to my wife, and she says it's either 11 or 12 to nothing. Madison Grant, and she doesn't know what inning.
Okay. Well, hopefully the girls can win a game. They've won 2 on the year. Here's Drew Caldwell leading off. Blackford need 3 runs here to win with a 10-run roll.
And the first pitch is in the dirt for a 1-0 count.
And I don't know if we're going to do it. I was going to say we're Peyton Hurd, another strikeout. That's his 5th strikeout in 5 innings. You get a strikeout in an inning, you got something on the ball.
Caldwell's got one fouled off, and it looks like it's just going to go in the visitor's dugout, and that's going to be a 1-1 count.
Great hustle by the catcher and the first baseman.
They were both there, but
they were hustling, and he ran right out of the room.
Yes, they did. They were at the fence that we have here that the players lean on, and it went inside, just missing the roof of the dugout, and then bounced back into the roof. So a 1-1 count for Caldwell. No outs for the Bruins with a 7-0 lead over the Argyles. And that one's going to miss just a little bit high. The first baseman playing in the grass. Third's playing about 6 to 7 feet off the grass, and both the middle infielders are playing just a couple feet inside of the outfield grass.
I call that kind of an umbrella defense. When it looks like, an umbrella.
Yep.
From first to third, when they're playing back on the outfield grass, the third base, and it just looks like a umbrella that's open.
Yep, it does have a little bit of an arc to it. Now the pitcher's still out of the windup. Delivers one, and that one's going to be in the dirt for a ball 4 walk for Drew Caldwell.
Walks. And let's see if Tony tries to have him still here.
And it looks like he's not. He's going to allow Ridge Dunica to do pinch running for him. So Dunica now running for Drew Caldwell. Dunica out on first, and now we're going to have Jake Ross, the third baseman, up to the plate.
Well, maybe.
The catcher for the Argyles goes out and talks to his pitcher for just a second.
I'd like kind of for Dunica to run here, if they can get a good read on the pitcher.
Dunica, who's just came off of knee surgery, he tore his ACL last year in basketball and started playing baseball again at the end of last summer for a travel team, and he gets a lead off, a swing and a miss by Ross.
Yes,
an 0-1 count.
Ridge is a good athlete, and his mom, Holly, is now doing the PA announcing tonight.
Yes, she is with her youngest son, Riley.
Riley's there. They're doing a great job.
And Harms checking on Dunica. Dunica takes off for second, and the ball is mishandled by the catcher. Passed ball by the catcher is going to allow Ridge to go to second fairly easy. And a 1-1 count now for...
That a pass ball. I think the catcher was trained to catch it and throw it before he had the ball in his glove. He could have. It looked like an inside pitch.
Definitely something that he should have been able to handle, at least from my vantage point.
Now we'll see if Jake Ross can get a hit here to drive in Ridge.
And that's going to be just a bit too far to get that outside edge of the strike zone. Now a 2-1 count.
Well, the umpire's been really consistent. Both pitchers have known they're getting that outside, and they're trying to hit it.
Yep.
And
it's a clear day as the sun's starting to set behind the trees to our west, and just now casting a shadow over the field. And that one's going to miss just a little bit high on the outside corner for a 3-1 count.
Yes, according to our data, it was 80 degrees when the game started.
Beautiful for a May. This is the type of weather you would expect to have in June or late June and early July and into August.
Having a freezing April.
And Ross is going to get a hit here, and it's out into center field. The center fielder comes over and makes the catch. And that's going to be the first out of the inning for the Bruins.
That was a nice catch by the center fielder. And I'm not for sure who's playing center field now.
And it looks...
Was it Justin Moore? It must still be Justin Moore. He was the one that was DH for. Here comes a pinch hitter for Strobel. It's going to be Wine, isn't it?
Yep, Branston Wine, the left-handed sophomore.
So Tony,
and he's going to rip one out into the left or right center, and the right fielder comes over and makes the grab. That's going to be 2 outs for the Bruins now, as we're going to have another senior, not Tyler Cagle, but Dylan Thomas, up to the plate.
Well, Coach Hugan getting a lot of players in, which is a good sign.
Yes, it is. Ridge Dunica with about a 8 to 10-foot lead off. And that one's going to be fouled off right back to in front of the booth here for an 0-1 count.
So you say the batter now is Dylan Thomas.
Dylan Thomas, the senior.
For Tyler Cagle.
Who, if I remember right, is going to, has already applied and been accepted to Northwestern College in Ohio.
Oh, that's great. Yes.
And Harms delivers the pitch. That one's going to be in the dirt. The catcher able to keep it in front of him.
Nice stop there by the catcher.
And now we have a 1-1 count for Dylan Thomas.
Connor Royal. Sometimes when things go bad, you don't have very much success winning. It's awful easy just to quit.
Yes,
but I can see these Argyles, they haven't given up yet.
No, they haven't.
I mean,
they have yet to give up, and Dylan Thomas still at the plate. Harms delivers one on the inside and gets the strike call. Now a 1-2 count for Thomas.
I'd like to see Dylan get a hit. He hasn't had very many at-bats in the conference at all.
No, he hasn't. The last time I checked, he had a 125 batting average with a 125 on-base percentage, 1 hit, 1 RBI.
And I don't have him having a bat in the conference.
So that's a swing and a miss for Thomas.
Nice pitch.
And that's going to do it for the bottom of the 5th, and we'll be back after this word.
Dr. Malia Robertson of Clear Choice Chiropractic asks, do you suffer from neck pain while working, or do migraines keep you from enjoying your day? Do you have to take pain pills just to function? Does your baby cry constantly for no apparent reason? And most importantly, do you remember the last day you were pain-free? You don't have to live with these frustrations. The doctors at Clear Choice Chiropractic have many techniques to relieve the symptoms of neck and back pain, headaches, stiff joints, colic, earaches, and many other symptoms. Call for your appointment with Dr. Malia Robertson at Clear Choice Chiropractic, 765-3 329-5044. That's 329-5044. And take back your life and enjoy living pain-free. Located at 1501 North Walnut Street in Hartford City. Open Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Tuesdays, 3 to 6 p.m. Thursdays, 3 to 7 p.m. Closed Saturdays and Sundays. Clear Choice Chiropractic. We've got your back.
And with 30 years of experience, Jeff and Aubrey Straight, owners of Straight's Drywall and Paint LLC, can help you with any project you have, from commercial and residential remodel to new construction. Give your home that new touch of color. Give them a call at 765-499-9416. Vince, you have any recap?
Blackford has one runner reach base. A walk by Drew Caldwell. Red Danica ran for him. And Steve said Red Danica stays in the game to play shortstop for Caldwell. A strikeout by the pitcher, so no runs, no hits, no errors, one left. Blackford leads 7-0 going to the sixth. And now it's just a matter of getting 6 outs. 6 outs.
That 6 outs is all we need, as Hurd puts the first pitch in, just missing on the outside for ball one. And this one's going to be hit down the third base line, and they're going to call him safe as Thomas tries to stretch for it, but stretches himself right off the base.
And that was the leadoff batter, Bailey McCord.
Now, do you record that as a base hit?
I give a base hit on that one. That was a tough play by the third baseman. And then throw to first. And Thomas, I think, had to go off the bag. You got to get off the bag to catch the ball first.
It's kind of interesting to sit and watch a big guy like Dylan Thomas sit out there and do the splits. Yeah. And Hurd puts a pitch in the strike zone, now an 0-1 count on Jacob Harms.
He did a good job of trying to keep his foot on the base and catch the baseball.
And Hurd with the attempt for the put out, unsuccessful. That was a nice throw and catch by Thomas. It looked like he had the tag on him, but he was definitely on the bag in enough time. So a nice try. Hurd now again a swing and a miss by Harms, an 0-2 count. Caleb immediately talking to Peyton, the two back and forth, discussing just from the pitcher's mound to catcher to home plate, possibly about what they were planning on doing. Hurd delivers a curveball, and Harms is going to foul it off. That breaking ball came in, and Harms just narrowly got a piece of it.
That was a good job of batting.
Yes, it was.
If pitchers you can't handle, you just try to foul off, and he did a good job.
He definitely did a good job, and he's trying to, it looks like he might trying to wait till he gets that fastball down the middle. But Peyton being ahead in the count, and that umpire looked like he wanted to call an out and paused as he got his fist ready and then made the safe call.
Yes, that was a pickoff move at first, a good move.
And Harms is going to foul one off over the booth. Still an 0-2 count. He's definitely fighting this battle with Peyton Hurd. An 0-2 count. The Bruins up by 7-0 in the top of the sixth inning. Jacob Harms up to bat. 0-2 count. Runner on first. And a swing and a miss, and Harms goes down.
That was a nice, beautiful pitch by your son, Peyton Hurd. That's twice he struck out Harms. 6th strikeout of the game.
And
yes,
Ty Rodaball is up to the plate. Rodaball flew out to the second baseman. If I remember right, that's the one that was over here on the right field line as Blaine Riddle came over to pick it. And then this runner's going, and Mealy fumbles the catch. Looked like I couldn't tell if it was in the dirt or if it was just a little bit too far outside.
I think you have to count that as a stolen base. The runner was running on the pitch.
I agree. That's definitely a stolen base. And Rodaball now with a 1-0 count, 1 out on the Argyles. And, just off the glove of Colton McNeil, and it's going out into left field, and they're rounding, going home, and this one's going to be way off by Dayton Dow. Mealy waving at him, hey, bring that throw down just a little bit and we'll be all right. The Argyles score their first run, and Rodaball now on second.
Well, I'd give him a base hit and an RBI as McCord scores, and Rodaball advanced to second on the
throw, yes.
Mealy did a good job. The ball was way over his head. He acted like he was going to catch it, a little decoyed, like he's going to catch it and fire it to second, but Rodaball.
And now the Argyles starting to get the bats going as that one went out to right field. It was uncatchable. Dalton Williman gets it in to Dylan Thomas, and the Argyles looking to make a comeback here.
Dylan Snead singles. Now it's going to be Gage Davis, and he's got 2 base hits. And I just wondered, with Peyton being hurt a little bit, if he's running out of a little bit of steam here.
He could very well be running out of steam.
Day. This is one of the warmest days we've had to play. Peyton's done a real good job of pitching, though.
And there's no bullpen action.
Like the bullpen. So if Coach Hugan is thinking about changing pitchers, it'll probably be somebody already in the game.
Definitely be somebody already in the game, and we're going to have Gage Davis, the designated hitter, at the plate.
But I think he's going to let Peyton go here to a couple more batters anyway.
And Hurd with a high and inside pitch, now 1-0 count. If he allows bases loaded, I look for Coach Hugan to make a little walk out to the mound for a visit.
Well, we'll see the next 3 hitters.
And that one definitely hits that outside corner of the strike zone for a 1-1 count.
The next 3 hitters, Brooks, Rowe, and Evans, are 0 for 2. So if he can get an out here on Davis, it looks like he'll be.
And a curveball. Looks like it's going to make its way foul.
Good hustle by Dylan Thomas.
For a bigger kid, Dylan Thomas definitely has some speed to him. He is very deceptive. He's a very tall guy and has a lot of body to him. And I seen him, I don't remember what game it was, but watching him run, I was very impressed with his speed. And Hurd again finding that outside corner of the strike zone, and Davis able to foul it off just enough to stay in the at-bat.
And that pitch again was outside where he's been calling them strikes, so the batter had to swing at that. He had no. If he would have taken it, that would have been a strike.
Mealy again stepping out, and they're going to get here. They're going to get the runner out at first on the pickoff play by Mealy.
What a throw by Caleb Mealy.
The pitch was thrown way outside and in the dirt, and he picked it up and threw down to Dylan Thomas. The runner on third did not budge, and they got the runner out that was on first.
Nice throw by Mealy. Nice catch by Thomas, getting the tag on the runner, sliding back in head first.
And now the Bruins have 2 outs. Still a 2-2 count on Davis.
Gage Davis. I think that may have saved Peyton Hurd to finish out this inning now.
Yes, they can definitely let Peyton finish this one out as Davis fouls off another one to stay at the plate.
Well, I never liked the pitch count in Little League. And what was it, 2 years ago they went, or was it last year they went for the pitch count for high school?
Last year was the first year for the pitch count for high school.
I don't understand. I mean, it used to be based on innings.
Yep.
One pitch ball to a batter was an inning. Just like that. And now they go on a pitch count.
And a full count for Davis, and Hurd puts one down the middle, and he's going to foul it off.
Dylan Thomas again turning to run for the ball, saw it way out of play. I'm impressed with these young men that some of them haven't played very much at all, and boy,
they're busting hump
really
to show why they should be out there. And a swing and a miss, and then that's going to retire Davis, and we're going to go into the bottom of the 6th, and we'll be back after this word from our sponsor.
While filling your car's fuel tank at Food and Fuel Marathon, fill your body's fuel tank too. Monday through Friday, grab a chicken or tenderloin sandwich, or how about a burger and potato wedges, or onion chips, mozzarella cheese sticks, and Bosco breadsticks. If biscuits and gravy are your thing, they're available every Monday through Saturday morning until they're gone. And you'll have to grab a Poppy's Extreme donut or two, available daily. Food and Fuel Marathon, 1621 North Walnut Street, Hartford City. Open Monday through Friday, 4:30 a.m. to 11 p.m. Saturday, 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. and Sunday, 6 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. Food and Fuel Marathon, fueling your vehicle and you.
Peyton's Northern, a Kroger company, is hiring in Bluffton. A successful applicant will need to be 18 years of age, have the ability to work weekends, holidays, and overtime, can operate motorized equipment, complete strength and endurance testing, pass a pre-employment and background screen, work 10-hour shifts, and lift 55 pounds. All qualified applicants are encouraged to apply for this opportunity online at jobs.kroger.com. Click on Logistics and Distribution Jobs and search for Bluffton. For questions, call Peyton Staffing Center at 260-827-2108 or 2109. Vince, what do you got for us?
Well, in the inning for Madison Grant, 3 hits, 1 run, and 1 runner left. The McCord single, he did something that very few people can do, was steal space on Caleb Mealy as he did not handle the pitch.
Yes.
Well. Then a big strikeout for Peyton Hurd. Then after Rodoball singled and Snead singled, it looked like Bruins may be in a little bit of trouble. Mealy picks the runner off first. Puts a good play by first baseman Dylan Thomas. And then Peyton Hurd, another strikeout to end the inning. The second of the inning.
Oh, geez, Vince, I'm sorry. I did not have your mic on for that whole
that's
thing.
All right.
I thought something sounded funny.
3 hits that inning on 1 run for Madison Grant, McCord and Rodoball and Snead singles. And then Mealy, a good throw to the first baseman. Thomas made a nice catch to tag the runner.
Yes, he did.
And the strikeout for Hurd. He's got 7 strikeouts in 6 innings.
7 strikes.
You get a strikeout an inning over, that is great.
That is a decent opening pitch for him.
And I think that Coach Hugan has found another pitcher on this team, which you probably knew all along.
I don't like giving too much credit to my boy because sometimes it tends to go to his head. And now Riddle gets a strike call. Now he has a 1-1 count. The Bruins up by 6 with a score of 7-1. And this is the JV team coming. There's a JV game right after this game. It's supposed to start at 7:15, and the team just showed up. And I was sitting here thinking, we have some kind of an invitational going on tonight?
Well, usually you don't have a varsity JV game on the same night, but it's a beautiful night to play baseball.
And Riddle with a high infield fly. The shortstop comes over and makes the catch for the first out of the inning.
And Blaine was really running hard down that line.
Yes, he was.
The ball was up there. That Major League pop-up, way high in the air. Rode a ball. Great job getting underneath it. I don't know about that young man, but I'm pretty sure he's got a good chance of making the all-conference team for baseball.
He just
and
might.
like I said, that he's played basketball and football over there for him since he was a freshman, I believe.
And now we've got Shane Elam coming up to the plate with a 1-0 count with 1 out on the Bruins.
Shane's popped to the pitcher, doubled and singled.
And it looks like the Lady Bruins have finished their game up as Elam takes his first strike for a 1-1 count.
It looks like he was waiting to get a strike on him. Now if it's in there, I'm pretty sure he's gonna take a nice cut at this pitch.
Yes, I do expect that, and it's going to be outside. He does take the bat off his shoulder, but lays off for a 2-1 count.
Again, the pitcher's trying to hit that spot out there. They've been calling the whole game, and it was too far outside. Good job by Elam not to swing the bat.
Yep. If you can't hit your spots, this is not the umpire to have. And Elam's going to hit a fly ball out into center, and that one's going to hit some real estate for a base hit. A base hit single by Elam out into center field is going to give the Bruins 1 runner.
Shane Elam 3 for 4 tonight.
And we're going to have a pinch runner, the sophomore, Nick Otwanowski. And as Nick was coming out, Shane Elam was pointing on him to go back to the dugout.
Oh, that's funny. I missed that.
And now we're going to have another sophomore that doesn't get a lot of varsity action, Isaac Justice, up to the plate.
Oh, that's good. And Isaac is batting for Dalton Wellman, is that right?
That is correct. And the first pitch misses for ball one. A 1-0 count for the sophomore, Isaac Justice.
I just had him pinch running one time in CIC
Yes.
action.
And that one's also going to miss in the dirt for ball two. A 2-0 count for Justice. As it looks like Coach Ugan is giving some of his JV players that also dress varsity at times some varsity action.
Well, that's good to get in.
That one's going to miss high and outside as the catcher tries to throw down to first.
Was getting that lead off first. The catcher thought he could have him, and I tell you, Nick Otwanowski hustling back into first base.
He has yet to get dirty, though. And now a 3-0 count for Isaac Justice. 1 out for the Bruins. The pitch comes in just missing the strike zone. Got to wait for this umpire because he does not like to call it immediately. So now we've got runners on first and second. Isaac Justice on first. Nick Otwanowski on second.
And here's Mealy.
And we've got Caleb Mealy up to the plate.
He walked and tripled and flied out to the third baseman. He has triple today. The wind's blowing all my papers away.
Ball one for Mealy, a little high.
Madison Grant again sneaking in behind the runner.
I'm with you, Vince. I don't really understand why you would leave the field open like that, but I'm not a coach of a baseball team either.
Not either. Maybe they can. Now they'll go back to their position.
And Mealy's going to ground this one over towards shortstop. They're going to try to turn the double play, and they don't. The only runner to get out is Isaac Justice on second. Nick Otwanowski advances to third on the throw, and Mealy gets a single, fielder's choice single.
That'd be a fielder's choice. 6-4, fielder's choice. Justice is out. But Rodeball, did you notice how he was behind the runner, and then he was running over there when that ball was hit? What a stop. That kid is a good athlete.
Definitely a good play, and now we've got another new batter for the Bruins, Kyle Price in for Dayton Dow.
Price, good to see Kyle back. Maybe he can get a big hit here.
Kyle's first home run came this season as he hits a nice looper over between the 5-6 gaps and finds some real estate as the Bruins go up 8-1 over the Argyles. Runners on first and second now.
Well, Price didn't mess around up there batting. He got one pitch to hit, and he hit it. And that was Ridge's batting.
Ridge in for Caldwell.
We're getting a lot of people playing tonight. That's a good sign.
And Ridge a swing and a miss on a little bit of a high fastball.
Maybe
the bat speed that he had was, if he gets a hold of one, that thing is going to go for a ride. An 0-1 count on Dunica, 2 outs for the Bruins. And that one's going to be in the dirt. And
nice stop by the catcher.
The catcher does keep it somewhat in front of him. It does travel a little bit outside of the circle. But Mealy stays put on second.
Looks like that Connor Royal's got some sweat on his hair. He's got that, mask on. They call it the tools of ignorance.
With an 80-degree day and all the work he's done behind the plate, as Ridge fouls another one off behind the dugout, or behind the booth.
Yeah.
Now goes 1-2.
Well, he's not going to get cheated up there. I would imagine they're going to try to hit that outside corner, I would imagine. And then Hopefully Ridge can hit it. Catcher setting up outside where he's been calling the strikes the whole game.
And he lays that one over the middle, and that one's going to be fouled out of play.
Nice hustle by the first baseman and the right fielder. He ran over till he ran out of real estate. I really haven't seen any quit in these Madison Grand Argyles.
Nope, even being down 8-1 and only winning one game out of 17 for the season. At some point, you'd probably get a little depressed.
Well, yeah, you have 4 seniors on the team, though. A lot of freshmen.
True, and Mealy's going to take off to third, and he is going to get there.
That's a double steal.
Easy.
That kind of surprised me. Price was still second. Mealy was still third. So that removes the force out.
And we have a 2-2 count for Ridge Dunica. 2 outs on the Bruins. Runners on second and third now with a 8-1 lead over the Argyles. And that one's going to be in the dirt, bringing the count to full as the umpire looked like he was afraid of that one was going to hit him. That doesn't look like the umpire is wearing shin guards, but I do see...
He may have them on the inside.
It looks like he does have them on the inside because I could see it on his shoe.
Yes, I do too.
But it still scares you nonetheless being the umpire behind the plate. And that's going to be the ball 4 walk for Dunica, and that's going to bring up Colton McNeil as the catcher calls a quick timeout to go talk to his pitcher.
Colton McNeil batting.
And I'm going to play this ad real quick.
Locally owned Straits Drywall and Paint, LLC, owned by Jeff and Aubrey Strait, have 30 years of experience in commercial and residential painting and drywall finishing. Straits Drywall and Paint can do anything from new construction to remodels. Does your home need a new touch of color inside or out? Call Jeff or Aubrey at 765-499-9416 for a free quote. Straits Drywall and Paint, LLC. Insured painters with the professional skills necessary to complete your project on time and within budget.
Left of the plate takes the first pitch for ball 1, a 1-0 count with bases loaded.
And he's batted one time in conference play 0 for 1, so maybe he can get a big hit here. That would really be great.
McNeil batting a .250 on the season with a .400 on-base percentage, 2 hits and 1 RBI as he swings and fouls one off. A 1-1 count now for McNeil.
Notice Isaac Justice no, that's not Isaac.
No, that's Caleb Mealy out on third, Kyle Price on second, and Ridge Dunica on first.
A nice run down that third baseline. You want to stay in foul territory because if the ball hits you in foul territory, it's a foul ball. If it hits you in fair territory, you're out.
Absolutely. And McNeil's going to hit a grounder that pops up high, and the second baseman makes the play to end the inning. And we'll be back with the top of the 7th after this.
Foundations Building Material is proud to support Blackford High School athletics. Foundation Building Material is your local building materials distributor in East Central Indiana. Our promise to our customers is to do business with integrity and honesty and strive to be the best every day, and never forget we work for you, our customers. We are founded on principle and built on purpose. Distributors of drywall, steel studs, Armstrong ceiling, and insulation. Call Aaron Farrell, 260-471-2181. Foundations Building Materials.
Well, Vince, we're back, and the Bruins still hanging on to their sophomore pitcher, Peyton Hurd.
Yes.
Go ahead.
He's pitched a great game. Well, for Blackford in the bottom of the 7th, we scored a run. Or no runs. I'm sorry. No runs. The single by Kyle Price, a big hit for Price. We left 2 runners. There were no Madison Grand errors. So we go to the top of the 7th. The Bruins trying to win the first conference game of the season, the last conference game of the season.
Yes.
And we lead 8-1. So if things totally don't go crazy, we just need 3 outs to win the ball game.
3 outs to win, and it looks like the Argyles might be making some changes. We're
on hitter 6. 7 and 8, I got Brooks, Royo, and Evans batting, but I don't think that's Brooks batting. It's number 10.
Yeah, it's
instead
McGuire.
of 31.
McGuire's batting, and then it looks like number 13, Jake McClintock.
Okay, so we're going to have pinch hitters here for them.
And
They
then
must
it
be
looks like
trained.
it's going to be number 2, Nick Evans.
Okay. So you say this is number 10?
And the Bruins have made yet another change. They've got Josh Jennings sitting out on third, Ridge Dunica at short, Blaine Riddle at second, Dylan Thomas at first. As Hurd pitches the first one in, hits the lower edge of the strike zone for an 0-1 count. Out in the outfield in right, we've got Isaac Justice. In center, that does not look like Shane Elam.
I would imagine he might have taken Shane out of the game.
He might have, as McGuire fouls one off, but I cannot tell who that is. It's definitely not Shane Elam. And now I believe we have a 1-2 count.
Yes.
And Hurd hits, and that one's going to foul right off of the booth in front of us. For now, still a 1-2 count. Hurd and McGuire both battling with this at bat, and he's going to find that outside corner, Vince, for strike 3.
Yes, Peyton Hurd and Caleb Mealy figured it out early, and maybe the help with Coach Bob Banner and Tony Ugan told him, you set up out there.
Absolutely.
That is his 8th strikeout for Peyton Hurd.
And they are taking full advantage of that extended strike zone. And that one's going to be a pop fly, just landing in the infield. Ridge comes up, tries to barehand it, but it not able to get a hold of it.
Probably be a base hit.
I would definitely count that one as a base hit as well. It would have been a little hard to get a hold of.
Nice try by Ridge Danica. He did the right thing, charged the ball. It just kind of took a little hit and it kind of died.
Absolutely.
The only thing he could do, I think he tried to pick it up barehanded.
And
that's the only thing he could have done with it.
Yep, absolutely.
Well, Evans is grounded short and flied to right. Maybe we can get him to hit to a double play to end the game.
And I just tried to ask the Holly Dunica in the booth who was out there in center field, and she says it's still Shane Elam. So until we get word otherwise, that's going to be a 1-0 count. As Hurd misses just a little bit high, and we're going to still say that that's Shane Elam out in center.
Okay, I kind of agree with you. It doesn't really look like him.
It doesn't look like him, but it might be him. He may just be out there having a good time as Hurd misses outside and in the dirt for a 2-0 count.
Nice stop by Caleb Mealy. That ball was outside in the dirt, and he made a.
And I agree with you. I think Hurd may be getting a little fatigued out there. And
nice stop. Oh no, the ball went past him.
Yes, the ball went out into left field. Dow gets it into the infield, and that is Shane Elam out in
center.
Out in center.
Good, you didn't like a nice stop, diving stop by the third baseman McNeil. I thought he fielded the ball, but it went past him out in the left field. It's good to see the youngsters out here, the young kids not playing that much, really kind of busting their hind ends, as you say in the business.
Absolutely.
Diving and trying to make, the plays.
And Hurd puts another one in the dirt. Now a 1-0 count for the batter. I believe, did it say 32?
I think this is 22.
22, Jack Thompson.
He's a number 9 hitter, struck out twice.
And Hurd's going to put one down the middle, just a little above belt high for a foul ball.
This is a young man that wasn't on the roster.
Yes, and he has struck out looking and swinging with both of his at-bats. And if I were Coach Banner or Coach Ugan, I'd be still trying to take advantage of that outside corner.
Yes, I'm sure he will. Mealy's setting up a little bit out there.
And he does, and he tries for it, and this one's going to be hit just in, and Thomas is not able to handle it, and he does get a glove on it, and it goes rolling out into the right field fence, and the coach for the Argyles was waving his runner on to round third.
Well, that was a tough play by Dylan Thomas. And I'm going to give him a base hit. I'm pretty sure Jim Landis or Orville Ugan would have counted that as a base hit.
I agree as well.
Now we got bases loaded with the leadoff batter up with Bailey McCord. 2 for 3, 2 singles, and a pop up to the first baseman. And like I said, these Argyles have not shown any quit in them. That's got to be a positive.
Yes, it does.
For those young teams. What I was going to say, and I forgot earlier, these freshmen in basketball, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, never lost a game.
Which one?
Madison.
Madison Grant. And that's going to be a base hit with bases loaded. And it goes by. Goes by Isaac Justice. There's 1 run scored. There's 2 runs. The coach is waving them on. And that's going to be 3 runs scored by the Argyles on a bad error on the right fielder, Isaac Justice.
Well, I'm going to count that a base hit, a 2 RBI single, and that the runner advanced on the air.
Justice it looked like he tried stabbing his glove at the ball, and it just rolled right between his legs instead of getting everything down and in front of him.
So they scored 3 runs, right?
3 runs scored. Now the score 8-4 with a runner on third, and we've got a new batter, and Hurd throws the first pitch for a strike.
This is the pitcher, Jacob Harms.
Yes,
he struck out twice.
He has struck out both times he's been at the plate. Hurd with a
pitch.
curveball. Now an 0-2 count on Harms with 1 out.
So Peyton trained for the trifecta here in strikeouts with this batter.
And the pitch comes in and a swing and he fouls it off.
I think he got a piece of it.
Got just enough of it. There's no more balls left after all the ones that have been fouled off.
And we got Ty Rodeball on deck, so we're not out of the woods yet on this game.
No, we're not, with only 1 out.
This is a big batter.
And another breaking ball breaks a little bit too far inside for the first ball called with this at-bat. A 1-2 count now for Harms. Hurd out of the wind-up. Delivers a fastball, swing, and it looks like he fouls it off again.
Yes, I didn't know if he did. Mealy was ready to run behind the ball. The umpire threw both hands up, signaling foul ball.
So that means Mealy didn't think he fouled it off either.
Well, I don't know about that, but he was going to get there quick if that ball was by him.
Right.
The runner can run with first base unoccupied.
And Hurd throws another one in the dirt. Now a 2-2 count with 1 out on Harms.
2-2 count. Peyton throwing from a wind-up. So the runner's getting off third base.
And a swing and a miss, and Harms goes down for his third strikeout of the game.
What a pitching performance by Peyton Hurd.
And now we've got 2 outs on the Argyles.
I got him for 9 strikeouts.
And Ty Rodeball, the shortstop, up to the plate.
This guy's going to be a tough out to end the game.
Hurd with a breaking ball that hangs out into the around shoulder high on the inside corner for a 1-0 count. 2 outs. The Bruins still lead 8-4. Hurd lets one flow into the dirt.
Rodeball, the number 3 hitter, grounded to a 5-4-3 double play in the first. Flied out to the second baseman who made a nice catch and singled.
Hurd with a fastball hits the inside corner, and now a 2-1 count on Rodeball.
I don't know if he was taking that pitch, but I know he's got the green light on this one if it's in there.
And Hurd tries to find that outside corner, but misses, and now Hurd down in the count, 3-1.
Maybe in the scouting report, if they do, they told Peyton that this kid's a good hitter.
And he gets a hold of one. It's out into center field. Shane Elam waving his hands, and that's going to do it. And Hurd gets credited with the win, and we'll be back with the recap after this word.
Belongs to the Bruins.
Are you looking for a job or know of someone who is? Peyton's Northern, a Kroger company, is now hiring. At Peyton's, you'll get a job with career advancement opportunities, employee discounts, tuition reimbursement, and educational assistance. A successful applicant will need to be 18 years of age, have the ability to work weekends, holidays, and overtime, can operate motorized equipment, complete strength and endurance testing, pass a pre-employment and background screens, work 10-hour shifts, and lift 55 pounds. At Peyton's, we offer matching 401k retirement savings, paid incentive days, personal and vacation days, and you'll receive Kroger benefits after 60 days. All qualified applicants are encouraged to apply for this opportunity online at jobs.kroger.com. Click on Logistics and Distribution Jobs and search for Bluffton. For questions, call Peyton Staffing Center at 260-827-2108 or 2109. That's jobs.kroger.com. 260-827-2108. Peyton's Northern, now hiring.
And we are back as the Vince Bearcat Brown gets his first win of the season up here in the booth, and now the chain has been broken of losses for Vince.
Yes, I say the team's only as strong as your weakest link. I was the weakest link on the team, and now we get a win. I'm trying to add up these totals here real quick. For the victorious Bruins, I can say that for the first time. 8 runs on 8 hits.
You just go ahead and bask in this glory for a few.
We committed 1 error.
1 error on the whole game.
And that was on the right fielder when the ball made
Isaac Justice.
a big bounce over his glove.
And that cost us 3 runs, right?
And in his defense, not playing out there all year,
Yeah, when you're thrown into a situation, I don't know what position he plays on JV, and we might actually find out if we stick around for the JV game. We won't be broadcasting it, but I do plan on sticking around and watching just a few minutes of it.
Yes.
But if that's where he usually plays, it doesn't matter if you're a varsity or a JV. It's all the same fundamentals, right?
Yes, that's right. Again, for the victorious Bruins, 8 runs, 8 hits. We made 1 error, and we left 5 on base. For the Madison Grand Argyles, 4 runs, 11 hits. They made 1 error, and they left 6 on base. The game started at 5:10 with temperature 80 degrees and a wind of 15 mile per hour northwest. It changed during the game. Game started at 5:10, ends at 7:05. I have an hour and 55 minutes of game time. 1:55, the winning pitcher making first time I've ever seen him pitch in varsity, Peyton Hurd. What a job. They scored 4 runs, but I think at least 2 or 3 of them were unearned. 4 runs, 11 hits, and 1 error for Blackford. Madison Grant left 6 on base. Blackford will end up the conference season 1-6. Madison Grant drops to the conference 0-7. But I tell you what, they got kids, they didn't quit.
Yes.
You come in 0-6, give up 5 runs, go behind 6-0, and say, that's it. We're done. But I was impressed by the way they played. Really impressed with Ty Rudeball, the shortstop that played there today. But Madison Grant 1-17 on the season, 0-7 in the conference. Blackford now 9-13, 1-6 in the conference.
1-6 in the conference.
And I can never remember Blackford go winless in the conference in baseball. I don't know if we have. That's something I'll have to look at. But my brother said when they were playing that they never did.
Right.
And then I think when we had those basketball and football teams not win a conference game, we won baseball.
Yes.
But Madison Grant's the same situation Blackford was a few years ago when your upperclassmen don't want to play or something, and you got to throw kind of like the freshmen to the wolves.
Right, yep. And that happened to this team. These seniors that are out here all started varsity because they had nobody else to play. And the Bruins really struggled for 4 years ago.
Yes,
with their seasons,
especially in football. You get freshmen out there, and you know how Blackford was in basketball.
Yes,
we had to get our kids from the 8th grade. Nathan Brown, Yeah, Nathan Brown,
Yep,
Mark
Nathan.
White, and Andrew Backley, they were on the varsity as freshmen.
Yep.
But you get a freshman like the
Jake
quality
Ross
of
was on varsity as a
Yes.
freshman. Tyler Cagle
But-
on varsity basketball.
But you get a freshman like the quality of Luke Brown. I mean, you can
That's a
play
little bit
freshman.
different story.
And that kid,
What-
young man, has really worked hard.
Well, we said it in the beginning. Not to, I want to stay on subject here.
Yes.
But we said it in the beginning. The keys of the game were going to come down to
Holding
pitching
that. Yeah, and defense.
and defense, limiting the amount of errors that we commit. And the Bruins, with just one error in the bottom of the 7th inning that allowed 3 runs, had it gotten any worse, it could have been a different ball game. But the Bruins limiting those errors, running after those balls, holding the team to just those 4 runs. So the Bruins must have listened.
Yes, and I thought we played a really good game. We held Madison Grant scoreless the first inning, then we got a run, and then Peyton really pitched a great game.
Yes, he did.
I think he had 8 strikeouts. Is that right? Is that what you had?
I don't. You know what? I'd have to.
I had 9 strikeouts. 9. I got it 9 right here. 9 strikeouts in 7 innings. And anytime you get a strikeout in an inning, you're doing a great job.
9 is what I have as
You
well.
only have to get 2 outs in the field.
Right.
Well, I'd like to say Coach Sutton came back to Hartford City today. It was a great day to spend with him. And
Did he get to come to the game?
And no, he didn't get
Oh.
to come to the game. His sister was down there working in his house, so he wanted to come out here, but he has to go home.
Yeah,
So
maybe he got
hopefully
to. Maybe
he'll
he's
get
watching.
Here. He wants to come here Saturday for the doubleheader, right, against Manchester.
Yep.
Is that who we're
Yep.
playing?
Have a home game, doubleheader. Manchester
10
was scheduled.
is the first one at 10.
Yep, it was scheduled for Huntington North College
That's right.
or Huntington College, and they double booked or triple booked or something like that, and so we had to bring it back here to Blackford County
Okay.
and play it at home. So
All right.
it is a doubleheader here, and with that, Vince, a good win for the Bruins, and
9-13. We got 2, 3, 4. We got 5 games left, so we can still finish above 500.
and let's hope that
And
we can get there.
Plus the sectional. So
And sectionals, we drew Yorktown for our first game.
So Steve, thank you for letting me do the game with you.
Thank you, absolutely.
And I got my monkey off my back. Hey, it feels great.
Hey, you know, I've been asked a lot of questions about how this all works, but the one question that everybody wants to know
Yes.
is, where is Vince getting all of these stats? Does he have like a book full of all these old stats from you know, you've been telling your stories from the 60s and the 70s?
Oh.
And I said, no, you would be surprised. Vince just pulls all that stuff out of his head. Everything that you hear Vince talking about on this webcast comes straight out of his head. The only papers that he has in front of him are yellow sheets of note paper that have the lineups for the 2 teams.
Yes.
And that's it.
I'm going to say my age is 62 years old. I turned 62 April the 29th, and I've been around the conference going to games with Coach Sutton, you know, for a long time.
Right.
Football, basketball, and baseball. So a lot of it I've seen.
Right.
And it's really good to get a win. And maybe we'll get a doubleheader win against Manchester and then get on a roll.
Well,
Steve,
I know
with
for a
that-
fact last year we went 1-1 with Manchester at Manchester, and let's hope we can get a 2-0 victory this Saturday. And with that, Vince,
All right.
I'm gonna go ahead and cut you short, and
Yes.
we're gonna call this the end of the webcast. The Bruins get the win 8-4 over the Madison Grant
A
Argyles.
much needed win.
Exactly. And with that, thank you guys, and make sure you thank a nurse that you know, or maybe one that you don't know, and tell them thanks for doing what
Yes,
they do.
and I'd personally like to thank the nurses that I know and the ones that have helped me at Ball Hospital and here at Blackford and all over. Thank you for your patience, and thank you for the career you chose. You really do a good job in helping people. Thank you again.
Absolutely. Thank you.
We hope you enjoyed this high school sports broadcast on the Voice Sports Network. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel.
The preceding production is property of Voice Enterprises, and all rights are reserved worldwide. Thank you for listening to this production of Voice Enterprises, taking media in a new direction.